Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to look at how a tech giant can build a system that's so perfect, it actually leads to its own downfall. This is the story of Dell, and it's all about why a brilliant process just can't save a boring product.
So to answer that, we're going to look at the rise and, well, the fall of a company that once absolutely dominated the personal computer world, Dell. Their story is a real masterclass in how your greatest strength can become your fatal flaw.
Okay, first things first. To really get why Dell fell, we have to appreciate just how revolutionary its business model was back in the 90s and early 2000s. I mean, they built a truly perfect machine. In the 90s, if you wanted a PC, you had to go to a store and pick from whatever they had in stock. But Dell, they changed everything. They didn't just sell computers, they completely reinvented the whole process. It wasn't about the box itself, really. It was about the brilliant system that got that box to you.
Their genius was this Dell Direct Model. Now, it seems so simple now, right? But in an age of big box retailers, it was completely groundbreaking. Instead of Dell just guessing what customers wanted, you went online, you picked your exact parts, and they built your custom computer. This cut out the expensive retail middleman, and get this, it meant they never had warehouses just full of unsold PCs.
The impact of this was just enormous. Because Dell had no storefronts and they built everything to order, they had pretty much zero unsold inventory collecting dust. This hyper-efficient supply chain gave them a huge cost advantage over competitors like, say, Compaq or HP, who were totally stuck with the old retail model. And, well, the process clearly worked. By 2005, Dell had captured over 18% of the global PC market. That made them number one in the world. They were efficient, they were affordable, and they were completely dominant. It really seemed like they were unstoppable. But while Dell was so busy perfecting its efficiency machine, the ground underneath its feet started to shift in a really fundamental way. You see, the very definition of what a good computer was, that was changing. All of a sudden, the PC wasn't just a tool for work anymore. It became a personal device. And what people wanted wasn't just processing power for the lowest price. They wanted something that looked good, that felt premium, and, said something about who they were. The whole value proposition just shifted. The conversation went from talking about megahertz and gigabytes to things like design, brand identity, and just the feel of the product. The PC was moving out of the boring old office and into the creative's coffee shop. And companies like Apple, they saw this shift happening and they leaned into it hard. They started creating products that weren't just tools, but they were objects of desire. They were selling a feeling, an identity, not just a machine. So how did the master of efficiency respond to this new hunger for design and innovation? Well, unfortunately, not very well. And this is where their greatest strength really became a liability. The problem was, Dell was kind of a victim of its own success. It was so focused on shaving pennies off its supply chain that it became totally blind to the market's shift. So while consumers started craving beautiful design, Dell just kept trying to make its beige boxes a little bit cheaper. This timeline really shows you that widening gap. I mean, while Apple was out there redefining what a personal computer could even be with these iconic designs like the iBook and the unibody MacBook, Dell was still just churning out reliable but utterly uninspired hardware. They were always playing catch-up. And this sentiment from that era just perfectly captures the core issue. Dell's incredible strength and process had led to a critical weakness in its product appeal. People just didn't aspire to own a Dell anymore. So, inevitably, this failure to adapt had some serious consequences. Their market shares started to slip away, and their brand, which was once the symbol of a smart, efficient buy, became synonymous with being generic and, well, unexciting. So what's the big lesson here? What can we really learn from Dell's story about why a dominant company can suddenly become kind of irrelevant? It's this really critical difference between a process advantage and a product advantage. Dell was the undisputed champion of the first one, making and delivering PCs better than anyone else. But they completely lost sight of the second one, making a better PC that people actually desired. This right here is the crucial takeaway. The world's most efficient supply chain is totally worthless if it's making a product that people no longer want. A process advantage is always temporary. It only lasts as long as you're making the right thing. And that leaves us with a pretty powerful question. Think about your favorite brand for a second.
Is it winning because it makes a truly better product? Or is it just because it has a better process? Because as Dell's story shows us, that's a critical distinction, and a process advantage might not last forever.